We all need to come together to put up a fight against harassment. Ensuring women's safety and every individual's safety should be a priority for everyone. I would like to applaud Truecaller and Network 18 for their anti-harassment campaign. Call it out because it's not okay. Don't just block. Call it out and join the movement. To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 and log on to cybercrime.gov.in.
इस देश में संविधान भारत का हर महिला को यह अधिकार देता है कि वो अपने जीवन के निर्णय खुद ले, कि वो स्वतंत्र हिंदुस्तान में सर उठाकर जिए। लेकिन इट्स नॉट ओके कि महिला को प्रताड़ित किया जाए। इट इज नॉट ओके कि सोशल मीडिया साइट्स पर उसे अपमानित किया जाए। इट इज नॉट ओके कि महिला को उपहास का या फिर एक सेक्सुअल ऑब्जेक्ट बनाकर समाज में उसकी चर्चा की जाए। इट इज नॉट ओके टू हरास विमेन। आज मैं चैनल के माध्यम से अपील करती हूँ हर हिंदुस्तानी को कि अगर महिला प्रताड़ित हो रही हो, अगर महिला को संरक्षण की दरकार हो, अगर महिला को सहयोग की जरूरत हो, तो कृपया 181 पर सरकार से, प्रशासन से संपर्क करें। इट इज नॉट ओके टू हरास विमेन। ये संदेश हर घर, हर समाज तक पहुंचाए।
Let's come together to put up a fight against harassment and work towards enhancing women's safety. I thank News18 Network and Truecaller for launching the anti-harassment campaign. Call it out because it's not okay. To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 or log on to cybercrime.gov.in. You can learn how to tackle harassment and stay safe online by visiting its notok.in and taking the online safety curriculum. It's not okay to ignore harassment. Don't just block, call it out.
Stalked, blocked, deleted? How often do these calls leave you feeling anxious? Exactly why is it not okay to stay on silent mode anymore? It's time to report harassment and just call it out. To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 or log on to cybercrime.gov.in. Learn how to tackle harassment by taking the True Cyber Safe curriculum on itsnotok.in. Call it out because it's not okay. It's not okay to ignore, tolerate, and suffer harassment silently. It's time to come together to take a stand against it by calling it out. When you speak up, they will stop. Join the fight against harassment. To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 or log on to cybercrime.gov.in. Learn how to tackle harassment by taking the True Cyber Safe curriculum on itsnotok.in. Call it out because it's not okay.
Stalked, blocked, deleted. How often do these calls leave you feeling anxious? Exactly why it is not okay to stay on silent mode anymore. It's time to report harassment and call it out. To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 or log on to cybercrime.gov.in. Learn how to tackle harassment by taking the True Cyber Safe curriculum on itsnotok.in. Call it out because it's not okay.
As Telangana witnessed the It's Not Okay town hall, the key stakeholders of the state were impacted to elevate their efforts towards ending harassment and making women feel safer.
We could potentially do is set up a separate cell for those women who would like to call out online abuse and ensure that dedicated resources are provided, which might help and Telangana become a shining example to the rest of the country on this front.
It's Not Okay, an initiative by Truecaller and News18.
Our phone numbers are everywhere. And so are those who invade our personal spaces. 1 out of 5 women in India get inappropriate calls, and many more are stalked, abused, harassed online. No more watching from the sidelines. Join us as we crusade against harassment in a nationwide campaign for women's safety and report and expose the harassers. Truecaller and Network 18 present It's Not Okay. To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 or log on to cybercrime.gov.in. Learn how to tackle harassment by taking the True Cyber Safe curriculum on itsnotok.in. Be the change. Don't just block. Call it out, because it's not okay.
Stalked, blocked, deleted. How often do these calls leave you feeling anxious? Exactly why it is not okay to stay on silent mode anymore. It's time to report harassment and call it out. To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 or log on to cybercrime.gov.in. Learn how to tackle harassment by taking the True Cyber Safe curriculum on itsnotok.in. Call it out, because it's not okay.
इस देश में संविधान भारत का हर महिला को यह अधिकार देता है कि वो अपने जीवन के निर्णय खुद ले, कि वो स्वतंत्र हिंदुस्तान में सर उठाकर जिए। लेकिन इट्स नॉट ओके कि महिला को प्रताड़ित किया जाए। इट इज नॉट ओके कि सोशल मीडिया साइट्स पर उसे अपमानित किया जाए। इट इज नॉट ओके कि महिला को उपहास का या फिर एक सेक्सुअल ऑब्जेक्ट बनाकर समाज में उसकी चर्चा की जाए। इट इज नॉट ओके टू हरास विमेन। आज मैं चैनल के माध्यम से अपील करती हूँ हर हिंदुस्तानी को कि अगर महिला प्रताड़ित हो रही हो, अगर महिला को संरक्षण की दरकार हो, अगर महिला को सहयोग की जरूरत हो, तो कृपया 181 पर सरकार से, प्रशासन से संपर्क करें। इट इज नॉट ओके टू हरास विमेन। ये संदेश हर घर, हर समाज तक पहुंचाएं।
तुम लड़कियां तो सेल्फीज ही लेती रहती हो, और तुम लड़के जब मुंह खोलते हो तो सेल्फ गोल मारते हो। अगर तुम्हें हमारी रिप जीन्स के थ्रू हमारा कैरेक्टर दिखता है, तो हमें तुम्हारी सोच के थ्रू तुम्हारी IQ। एंड गर्ल्स, हमारे साथ सड़क पे जब ये होता है दिस ए बेबी, ए डार्लिंग, हम इसे हैरेसमेंट कहते हैं। तो जब ये सेम चीज हमारे साथ फोन पे होती है, थ्रू अनसोलिसिटेड फोन कॉल्स, through all those messages that we never asked for, why do we ignore that? To report harassment, dial 112 or 181 or log on to cybercrime.gov.in. You can also learn how to tackle harassment by taking the True Cyber Safe curriculum on itsnotok.in. Call it out, because it's not okay.
Ignoring a harasser is no longer an option. Just blocking them is to let them move on to the next victim. If the sender is harassing you, it's time to take action. Create a safe environment for them to come forward and speak about their experiences. It's time to report harassment and just call it out. You are stronger than you think. To report harassment, dial 112.
To now begin. As we said, we've all gathered here today for a very special occasion. The News18 Network, Truecaller and Delhi Police are all here today to unveil the Call It Out wall at the Civil Lines Police Station here in the national capital. I'm your host for the evening, Ridhima Bhatnagar. Now, this landmark piece of mural art aims to inspire women and even young girls to take action against harassment, while also at the same time instilling faith that law enforcers are standing with them shoulder to shoulder with us in championing the cause of women's safety. Now, without further ado, I'd like to take this opportunity to invite the Commissioner of Delhi Police, Rakesh Asthana, to please join us on stage. Please, sir. Huge round of applause, please. also like to take this opportunity to now invite on stage the Chief Content Officer, News18 Network, Santosh Menon, to please felicitate Rakesh Asthana. Santosh Menon has been a huge guiding force for all of us behind this initiative. I'll request both of you to please stay on stage with us. I'd now request Rakesh Asthana to please unveil the Call It Out wall. Please, sir. I'll request Santosh sir also to stay on with us. Menon to stay on stage. I'll just take a few moments to speak about what we just saw behind us. This is a mural that we've unveiled today. It encourages women to fight harassment. It inspires them to call it out using the resources that are all available. There is a helpline, which is 112. It's been created by the Delhi Street Art. This mural will be a permanent reminder for all of us present and even for passerbys that things for change, we must do our part. And the first step in that change is reporting harassment. All of this is in the backdrop of our anti-harassment campaign. Call it out, because hashtag it's not okay. I'd like to now take this opportunity to invite Rakesh Asthana, the Commissioner of Delhi Police, to please address the audience. Please, sir.
First of all, I must thank Truecaller and Network 18 for organizing this function and associating Delhi Police in its efforts to create an awareness about the security amongst the women. Main duty of police, Delhi Police, is to maintain law and order and prevention and detection of crime. Now, when we try to enforce law, when we try to maintain law and order, weaker sections of the society, especially women, children, and elderly people, senior citizens, are our prime focus. So far as women are concerned, a lot of efforts have been made by Delhi Police over a period of time to ensure their safety and security. Before I list out such efforts, I must tell you that no effort is worth effort unless there is a sense of, or there is a feeling of security in the minds of the women, children, and elderly people in the society. First and foremost task to create a situation where this feeling of security comes automatically within the women and children. In this regard, a lot of efforts of late have been made, like we have started pink booths all over the city, manned by the women officers, for the women in the society. Then we have this 112 helpline and some specialized helpline for women in distress. Then these days we feel, or we find, and you also must be experiencing, there are a lot of cyber crimes taking place, especially with regard to women or against the women. cyber stalking, cyber bullying, sextortion, all these crimes do take place in cyberspace, which is borderless. Investigating such crimes or preventive such crimes is a serious challenge for the police. In this regard, we have started cyber police stations in all the districts of late. Trained manpower has been given to them. The equipments, the logistics have been provided to them. People, instead of going to the different police stations, can go to the district police station of this cybercrime and get their offences registered and investigated properly. It's a gigantic task for us. I understand. You also feel, because of its complexities and the vastness. Still, we are making a very serious effort in this regard. I must tell you that in the special cell of Delhi's police, we have a very specialized unit known as Intelligence Fusion and Strategic Operations Cell. This unit is dedicated for cyber crimes of all hues. This is an effort undertaken on the directions of the MHA, and it's part and parcel of the Government of India's policy against the cyber crime. So we have made a lot of strides in this regard, and I must tell you with pride that this center of Delhi Police, IFSO, is one of the best in the world, and we have all the capacities to handle such crimes in Delhi. In police stations also at the field level, we have 24/7 women police help desk where anybody can come and get the complaint registered, and our officers are under instructions to pay expeditious attention to such complaints. These are very few initiatives which I have mentioned. In addition to that, every district under the leadership of the district DCP is having a very specialized program for women's security. For example, you must have seen recently in the newspapers about the Tejaswini program of our Northwest district, in which all women patrol team go in the field and attend to such problems. Like this, every district is having security of women-centric programs specially designed for the districts. So in nutshell, I must tell you that Delhi Police is very much aware of the issue, very much aware of the problem, and at all levels, in the police stations, in the specialized units, our officers and the force is dedicated to provide security to the women, not only providing security, but also instilling a feeling of security amongst them. Now, in this context, whatever initiative the Truecaller has taken in association with Network 18 is commendable, and we feel proud to be associated with such initiative by the Truecaller and the Network 18. As Police Commissioner, I extend my gratitude personally as well as on behalf of the police force, entire police force, to Truecaller and Network 18 for such a beautiful initiative in our city. Today, this mural art which has been unveiled, call it out because it's not okay, is also a part of this program. I thank the artists who have rendered the service in this regard. I hope the awareness which has been generated of late on this topic will continue, and I hope that the people in general and women in particular will join hands with police to making a secure environment in Delhi for the women, children and the elderly citizens. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. Once again, we'd like to thank you not just for your time, but for all the help that the Delhi Police continues to give us on this initiative. Those were some powerful insights that we heard from Rakesh Asthana, the Commissioner of Delhi Police. Moving on, I'd also now like to invite on stage the ACP Sadar Bazaar, Pragya Anand, to talk about Project Udaan. Please, ma'am.
आज समाज में बढ़ रहे अपराधों और रोज नए बदलते अपराध के नए तरीके से यह जरूरी हो गया है कि महिला पुलिसकर्मी भी थाना क्षेत्र के अंतर्गत सभी आपराधिक मामलों को निपटे। इट्स नॉट ओके कि महिला स्टाफ सिर्फ महिलाओं से संबंधित मामलों तक ही सीमित रहे। इसी से संबंधित उत्तरी जिला में तैनात सभी महिला अधिकारियों को भागीदार बनाकर उनके कार्य एवं दायित्व भार के विषय में चर्चा की गई, तो यह विचार सामने आया कि उन्हें कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग एंड मेंटरशिप की आवश्यकता है, और तभी प्रोजेक्ट उड़ान की शुरुआत हुई। इस प्रोजेक्ट के अंतर्गत 4 सप्ताह का प्रशिक्षण देकर महिला पुलिस कर्मियों को सशक्त बनाया गया। 2 महिला पुलिसकर्मी हर थाने से चुनी गईं तथा टोटल 27 कांस्टेबल से लेकर एएसआई महिला कर्मचारी को 1 महीने की कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव ट्रेनिंग दी गई। साथ में यह भी सुनिश्चित किया गया कि ट्रेनिंग देने के लिए कटिंग एज लेवल ऑफिसर्स और अपने फील्ड में जैसे कि साइबर फोरेंसिक में महारत हासिल स्पेशलिस्ट जरूर प्रशिक्षण दें, जिसका परिणाम यह हुआ कि अब मानसिक एवं शारीरिक रूप से ट्रेन्ड और ट्रांसफॉर्म्ड होने पर तथा थाने के सभी कार्यों में निपुण होने पर सभी महिला कर्मी अपने क्षेत्र में बढ़ चढ़कर भाग ले रही हैं। इस प्रोजेक्ट ने प्रूव कर दिखाया है कि करेक्ट स्पिरिटेड मेंटरशिप एंड क्वालिटी ट्रेनिंग से ग्रास रूट वुमेन ऑफिसर्स को भी मेन स्ट्रीम किया जा सकता है। यह हमारे आदरणीय सीपी साहब की विजन ऑफ वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट ही है, जिसको हमने प्रोजेक्ट उड़ान के थ्रू एक्चुअलाइज किया है। अब थाना प्रभारी भी अपनी महिला स्टाफ पर भरोसा दिखाते हुए महिलाओं से संबंधित मामलों के अलावा और काम भी उन्हें करने को दे रहे हैं। अब उत्तरी जिला में हमारे पास एक मजबूत महिला पुलिस बल है जो हर कार्य क्षेत्र में सक्षम है। इसके अलावा हमने उत्तरी जिला में यह सुनिश्चित करने के लिए कि महिला कर्मी पूरे डेडिकेशन के साथ काम कर सकें, उनके छोटे बच्चों के लिए एक चाइल्ड केयर सेंटर बनाने की भी पहल की है, जिसकी शुरुआत सिविल लाइंस थाने से की गई है, जिसमें हमने सामाजिक संस्था पालना से असिस्टेंट लेते हुए काम किया है तथा यह भी सुनिश्चित किया है कि हर सब डिवीजन में एक चाइल्ड सेंटर बने। अब हम अपने सभी सार्थक प्रयासों को एक छोटी सी डॉक्यूमेंट्री फिल्म के रूप में प्रस्तुत कर रहे हैं, जिसे आप देखकर हम लोगों द्वारा किए गए इस प्रयास को समझ सके और इसको और बढ़ावा एवं प्रोत्साहन दें।
आज फिर एक तलाश में निकल पड़े हैं। आज फिर नई कठिनाइयों से उलझ पड़े हैं। आज फिर नई तरंगों के संग चल पड़े हैं। आज फिर एक नई उड़ान भर पड़े हैं।
फील्ड पुलिसिंग में महिला पुलिस अधिकारियों एवं कर्मियों की सक्रिय भूमिका बढ़ाने के उद्देश्य से जिलों में महिला पुलिस उपायुक्त, महिला एसीपी तथा महिला थाना अध्यक्ष बखूबी अपने दायित्व का निर्वहन कर रही हैं। गृह मंत्रालय की अनुकंपा तथा मार्गदर्शन में दिल्ली पुलिस ने वर्ष 2025 तक पुलिस विभाग में महिलाओं की भागीदारी लगभग 1/4 करने का लक्ष्य रखा है।
जी हाँ दोस्तों, उत्तरी जिला दिल्ली पुलिस ने महिला सशक्तिकरण के ऐसे पहलू को साहस व संवेदनशीलता से उभारा है जो इस बात का प्रतीक है कि सही मार्गदर्शन और हौसले से सब संभव है।
महिला पुलिसकर्मी बहुत सशक्त और बहुत इफेक्टिव साबित हो रही हैं। दे आर डूइंग वेरी वेल, क्वाइट इफेक्टिव ऑन ग्राउंड, इफेक्टिव रेड्स कर रही हैं और मैं समझता हूं कि आने वाले समय में बिल्कुल कोई फर्क नहीं रहेगा। ऑल आर पुलिस ऑफिसर्स, न कोई पुरुष पुलिसकर्मी न कोई महिला पुलिसकर्मी।
आज महिला बीट कांस्टेबल अपने मेल काउंटरपार्ट्स की तरह मेन स्ट्रीम ड्यूटीज जैसे कि बीट अधिकारी होना और अपराध को चुनौती देने में सक्रिय हैं।
हमारे यहाँ दया बस्ती में एक लेडी है जिसने चैलेंज किया था पुलिस को कि अगर दया बस्ती में कोई आएगा तो मैं उसको काट दूंगी। उसको हमने पकड़ा, अभी मुकदमा दे रखा है उस पर, वो जेल में है।
इस नव चेतना की नींव डाली गई जब कुछ लेडी कांस्टेबल्स, हेड कांस्टेबल्स को प्रोत्साहित कर उन्हें एक ऐसी ट्रेनिंग दी गई जिसमें आउटडोर क्राउड कंट्रोल, वेपन हैंडलिंग, सेल्फ डिफेंस से लेकर बीट ऑफिसर्स की सभी जिम्मेदारियों के बारे में विस्तार से सिखाया गया।
प्राण एक ऐसी कोशिश है जिसमें हमने कुछ ऐसे ऑफिसर्स को छांटा और इनको कॉन्शियसली कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग और मेंटरशिप से इतना काबिल बनाया कि ये खुद आज अपने बीट ऑफिसर के रोल को पूरी जिम्मेदारी से निभा रही हैं और इंजॉय कर रही हैं अपनी ड्यूटी। नेटवर्क्स बना रही हैं, इंटेलिजेंस लेके आ रही हैं, क्रिमिनल्स को पकड़ रही हैं, आईज एंड ईयर्स को एड अप कर रही हैं। टुडे दे आर वेरी सक्सेसफुल बीट ऑफिसर्स।
ट्रेनिंग प्रोग्राम में हर दिन इन लेडी ऑफिसर्स को आईपीसी से लेकर लेटेस्ट चैलेंजेस ऑफ क्राइम जैसे कि साइबर सेफ्टी के बारे में प्रशिक्षण दिया गया।
हमें क्या प्रोसीजर फॉलो करना है, फेसबुक या इंस्टाग्राम या कोई भी ऐसा सोशल मीडिया प्लेटफॉर्म है, वो सब हमें ट्रेनिंग में बताया गया है।
आपके पास जब कोई कॉल डिटेल्स, आपको क्या चेक करना है, हम क्या चेक करेंगे जिससे हमें पता पड़ेगा अक्यूज्ड कौन है, बिकॉज अपना ओरिजिनल नंबर तो वो यूज कर नहीं रहे होते हैं, तो इसलिए उधर तक पहुंचने के लिए जो भी हमको एक्सपर्टीज की जरूरत होती है, जो हमें देखना होता है, उसमें बारीकियां ढूंढनी होती है, वो चीजें हमको ट्रेनिंग में सिखाई।
लेटेस्ट टेक्नोलॉजिकल एस्पेक्ट्स जैसे वेही स्कैन ऐप, ई-बीट बुक, सीसीटीवी एनालिसिस, EFIR से संबंधित हैंड्स ऑन ट्रेनिंग दी गई। इसके अलावा लीगल कंसल्टेंट्स और लीडिंग कम्युनिटी लीडर्स व पुलिस मित्रों को शामिल कर इनको सभी पेचीदा कानूनी पहलू और कम्युनिटी पुलिसिंग की महत्वता के बारे में समझाया गया। DCPs, ACPs और SHOs ने खुद इस ट्रेनिंग में लेडी ऑफिसर्स को मोटिवेट किया और साथ ही में बेस्ट बीट एंड बेस्ट डिवीजन ऑफिसर्स ने अपने व्यक्तिगत उदाहरण से मोटिवेट किया।
बहुत अच्छा परफॉर्म कर रही हैं ये और इनका कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल बहुत हाई है और बाकी भी और जितने महिला सिपाही हैं डिस्ट्रिक्ट में और जिले में रेंज में, उनको भी मोटिवेट कर रही हैं। मुझे उम्मीद है कि आगे और ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा हमारे जो महिला सिपाही हैं, अधिकारी हैं, वो फील्ड में ड्यूटी करना पसंद करेंगी, मन लगाकर करेंगी।
ये कैपेसिटी बिल्डिंग का एक ऐसा अद्भुत प्रयास था जिससे लेडी कांस्टेबल्स के सेल्फ परसेप्शन और कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल में रैडिकल चेंज दिखाई दिया। जो महिलाएं CCTNS डेटा ऑपरेटर ड्यूटी, DD राइटर ड्यूटी, सेंट्री ड्यूटी के दायरे में सिमट कर रह गई थीं, वे मेन स्ट्रीम बीट पुलिसिंग की चुनौतियों से भरी उड़ान के लिए तत्पर थीं।
मैं एज अ कांस्टेबल में थाने की ड्यूटीज कर रही थी, लाइक DD राइटर, कंप्यूटर ऑपरेटर, संतरी ड्यूटी। उसके बाद मेरे को बीट के लिए अप्रोच किया गया। मैं अब ये गर्व के साथ कह सकती हूँ कि मैं अपने बीट में प्रेजेंट रहती हूँ, मैं थाने में एक्टिव रह के ड्यूटीज करती हूँ और मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है कि जब मैं अपने थाने के एरिया में बाहर निकलती हूँ तो मुझे कुछ लोग जानते हैं।
जब इरादा बना लिया ऊंची उड़ान का, फिर देखना फिजूल है कद आसमान का। यही वो मंजर है जो दिल्ली पुलिस की लीडरशिप के विजन को दर्शाता है। जहां महिला पुलिस हर स्तर पर हर चुनौती में हिस्सेदार है। सशक्तिकरण की ये उड़ान आज कई रंग झलका रही है।
उड़ान स्कीम जो उत्तरी जिला का है, ये निश्चित रूप से मील का पत्थर साबित होगा।
पिंक बूथ पर महिला बीट अधिकारी होने से मोहल्ले की महिलाएं अपनापन महसूस करती हैं और पुलिस के लिए और भी ज्यादा एक्सेसिबल और अकाउंटेबल बन गई हैं। इलाके में गश्त करती हुई अकेली महिला पुलिस अधिकारी स्कूलों के बच्चों से मिलती हुई दिल्ली पुलिस के विश्वास भरे चेहरे और निष्पक्षता का आईना बन रही है।
वो रोज दिखते हैं मेरे को, मैं रोज यहाँ से मार्केट जाती हूँ, रोज आती हूँ, रोज मिलते हैं, पूरा गली मोहल्ले में भी आते हैं, राउंड लगाते हैं।
चलते फिरते कोई भी प्रॉब्लम है, मोबाइल छीनना, कोई छीना झपटी करना, कम से कम हम यहाँ तक पुलिस स्टेशन पहुँचते तो यहाँ तो हम संभाल लेंगे।
इंटेलिजेंस व क्राइम से संबंधित इंफॉर्मेशन हर कोने से एक नई स्वच्छंदता से हर गली से लेडी बीट ऑफिसर्स के पास आने लगी है।
हमारी फीमेल्स क्या होती है, 24/7 घर में रहती है। वो एक तरीके से सीसीटीवी का काम करती है इलाके में, लेकिन वो मेल्स को नहीं बता पाती। मैम उन्होंने मुझे अब जो इन लोगों का यहाँ औरतों का जो मुझ पर कॉन्फिडेंस आया है, उससे मैम औरतों ने धीरे धीरे चुपचाप छुप के मेरे पास आके मुझे टिप देनी शुरू की कि मैम इस घर में 2 लोग नए आए हैं। उन्होंने मैम स्मैक का काम शुरू कर दिया है।
हर चुनौती, चाहे वो देर रात बीट पेट्रोलिंग की हो, एंटी टेररिस्ट चेकिंग की हो, क्रिमिनल इन्वेस्टिगेशन, ड्रग प्रोहिबिशन या कॉम्बिंग ऑपरेशंस की हो, ये महिला बीट अधिकारी बखूबी निभा रही हैं।
यहाँ पे बैठी ज्यादातर लड़कियाँ बीट में लगने को तैयार नहीं थी, बट अभी कोर्स के बाद हम मुश्किल से कोई लड़की ऐसी होगी जो तैयार नहीं होगी। तो अगेन थैंक यू सो मच अपनी दिल्ली पुलिस एंड सीनियर ऑफिसर हमें ये मौका देने के लिए।
इन सभी चुनौतियों के समक्ष हर दिशा से उमड़ती रिस्पेक्ट और रिकग्निशन की धारा प्रवाह मानो कह रही हो, और खोल दे पंख मेरे कहता है परिंदा, अब भी और उड़ान बाकी है। जमीन नहीं है मंजिल मेरी, अभी पूरा आसमान बाकी है।
अब मैं अनुरोध करना चाहूंगी कि माननीय सीपी साहब, आदरणीय स्पेशल सीपी साहब लॉ एंड ऑर्डर जोन 1 एवं एडिशनल सीपी सेंट्रल रेंज सुमन गोयल मैम और हमारी टीम नॉर्थ स्टेज पर आए और हमारी नई उड़ान भरने वाली महिला पुलिस कर्मियों को सर्टिफिकेट देकर प्रोत्साहित करें। कांस्टेबल सोनिका, हेड कांस्टेबल पूजा, हेड कांस्टेबल रामप्यारी, कांस्टेबल लक्ष्मी, हेड कांस्टेबल शिप्रा, कांस्टेबल मंजू, कांस्टेबल रीना, कांस्टेबल निशु, कांस्टेबल दया, कांस्टेबल मनीषा, हेड कांस्टेबल अनीता, हेड कांस्टेबल सुधा, कांस्टेबल प्रिया, एएसआई कमलेश और कांस्टेबल अनुसुईया। कांस्टेबल सोनिका से अनुरोध है कि वह इन महिला पुलिस कर्मियों के बिहाफ पर सर्टिफिकेट एक्सेप्ट करें।
All the other dignitaries, Pragya ma'am, thank you so much for taking our time and helping us with this initiative. I'll request all of you, Rakesh Asthana sir, all the other dignitaries to stay on stage with us. I'd also like to take this opportunity to invite the Truecaller team on stage for a photo opportunity, please. I'd once again like to thank Rakesh Asthana ji, Pragya ma'am, all the other officials for everything that they do for all of us day in and day out. If I could have a huge round of applause, please. We'll request all of you to settle in. We all need to join the fight against harassment and make not just our national capital but our surroundings much safer for women. I'd also like to take this opportunity to reiterate that you have helplines at your disposal today. It is 112. You can also log on to itsnotok.in and report that harassment. On that note, I'll request all of you to please join us for some tea and snacks, and then we'll reconvene for our panel discussion. Please. Much for joining us back after that short and lovely tea session. As I said, it is lovely to see all of you. The Call It Out wall is a shining example of using the medium of art to drive and bring out a message as far as social change is concerned. With the optimism that we saw as far as the unveiling of the mural art is concerned, that will encourage a lot of women to report harassment. It's time for a panel discussion, as we said. And the topic that we're discussing this evening is catalyzing social action against harassment. To take that discussion forward, I'd now like to invite on stage Senior Political Editor, CNN News 18, Maria Shakil. Maria, please.
Let me bring in the panelists now. Usha Rangnani is DCP Northwest Delhi Police. Thank you so much, ma'am. She's known for cracking case in record time, pioneering key initiatives for women's safety and being an inspiration for many in the police force. Ma'am, that's your place. Professor Rajni Abhi is proctor of Delhi University. I'm hoping she'll be here any moment. Yes, she is right there. Having pursued her legal education from the Faculty of Law, Delhi University, Professor Rajni was a gold medalist both in LLB and LLM. She did her PhD in law from Delhi University and was also a professor at the University of Delhi. Satya is my favorite. She's right there. She and I have worked together on several shows. Satya is a content creator, someone who's very creative and at the same time a strong voice against online harassment. And she has fought it with a lot of grit and determination. So thank you, Satya. We also have Pragya. Pragya and I also go a long way. We have been traveling the country to really push for this Call It Out, because it's not okay. She is Director Public Affairs at Truecaller. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. And thank you to all that wonderful audience that we have. So, you know, it's been such a day that we have seen that beautiful mural, Unveil, and it's such an impactful image, that huge road being painted with that hashtag Call It Out, because it's important for all of us to join this fight against harassment. I'm going to begin with you, Usha ji. Your first thought on that big mural that we have unveiled today. That CP sir, in fact, unveiled today, Mr. Asthana, just a few minutes back.
Honestly speaking, the first thought that came in my mind was, this is a wall of empowerment.
Yes.
This is a wall of confidence. This is a wall of commitment of Delhi Police, Network 18, and also Truecaller for the safety and security, guidance, facilitation, and empowerment of women.
Yes, and Professor Abhi, I'm sure several students would have come to you to share their experience about harassment. When we put out those bold words, report harassment, call it out, don't just block, but it is important to be that example, that guiding light to many around you. What is the first message that comes to your mind?
The first thing which I would want to say is the placement of the mural. This is the place which is very significant, very important, because half of the Delhi crosses through this road. And all the university students pass through this, so they'll definitely see it and definitely feel confident. Secondly, as you said, I'm the proctor of the university. Many female students come to me. And I always advise to them that if you're not going to report the matter, this menace will continue, and not only continue, it will grow. Because all those people who are at fault, if they go unpunished, they'll definitely repeat it. Their confidence will increase. They will know that nobody is going to say anything to them. So it's really important. I really don't know if there's a theft in somebody's house, we all report. We don't feel ashamed about it. Unless, of course, you are Arpita and you have so much of cash to stash, you don't repeat, you don't report. But otherwise you report. So why do you feel ashamed of reporting a matter where you are not at a fault? So I keep on giving and instilling this kind of confidence to the girl students.
Yes, and Professor Abhi managed to give us a headline as well, because that is the big story today that all of us are covering. Satya has featured in that video. She's also on that mural that is right there outside this place where we are. Satya, how important is it to talk about unity in this fight against harassment, that it cannot be an individual's battle? It is about those survivor tales, and each survivor learns from stories of another survivor.
Absolutely. I think it's so important to speak out, because when you're going through a situation like this, it can feel extremely isolating and scary, and you don't know what to do because people don't talk about it very openly. And it was when I went through it, I had gone online and searched people being harassed, their experiences, and I know social media gets a lot of flack for being silly or frivolous, but there were a lot of people who had posted videos talking about what you could do in case that you were harassed, and that gave me a lot of comfort at that point of time. So I think this initiative is so important because it really brings to fore that you're not alone. You have a community of people, you have the police, you have the law to take care of you, so you don't have to worry about anything, but you have to speak out, because like ma'am said, if you don't speak out, it will never stop.
Yes, so speak it out, call it out. And Pragya, while we were getting the mural made, the entire process, tell us about this idea. What made Truecaller and News18 Network partner on this entire campaign? We have been together for several months now, and why a mural?
Oh, that's a great question. I think firstly I'm actually feeling extremely proud and almost to a level of being moved when I saw all those Delhi police officer women whose video we just saw, putting out themselves and working so diligently and sincerely. And you know, we all have this perception of the police in our minds, and I think that video has metamorphosized my view on them for all times to come, I think. So you know, just incredible work. So congratulations to all the lady police officers you know, who are in the crowd, and also the men, because you know, they are your allies and they do stand by you in order for you to sort of deliver the duties that you do. Coming back to your question, Maria, I think, you know, at Truecaller, we take safety in communication extremely important. I mean, extremely seriously as well. And while we've been running this campaign for the last 5 years, we've been mostly focusing a lot on awareness and putting out real stories. This year we said, how can we build on that effort? And it was from awareness, the next step was action. And so if you see, all of our action has been oriented towards reporting harassment, because as the other panelists have mentioned, that's the only way it's going to get minimized in society. And we didn't want to just limit it there and just talk about it and communicate it along with Network 18, which is a massive channel and has tremendous reach across the country, but also do it within our app, because we have 220 million users of Truecaller. So we made sure that the 112 number and the 181 number was quick, you know, was pinned on Truecaller as a quick dial option. And the impact that it created was the number of calls going to 181, which is the National Women's Helpline number, doubled in just 15 days. So you can see the impact that comes with collaboration, where we play our role as a technology company. You're, of course, as Network 18, playing your role in amplifying the message, and Delhi Police partnering with us and actually saying that, yes, we are here, we stand by you, and also giving a lot of confidence to citizens, to our users, to say that if you come and report it, there is a secure environment where we will listen to you and action will be taken. And we didn't want to limit that just to the 3 partners here, right? And I think therefore the mural, where even when the mural was getting made, there are so many passerbys who stopped and said, hey, what are you doing? What is this about? And just creating engagement at scale, because not everyone has a smartphone. You know, there are still 400, 500 million people in India who still don't have a smartphone, right? How do we reach out to them? Because harassment is just not a smartphone issue. You know, it's an issue in society. So how do we really engage in the real world with the right set of people? But most importantly, give the confidence to women and people who are being harassed that you're not alone in this, and that they should join this movement, and also know how to report that. So empowering them with the right set of tools to actually go out and report it. And the one bit I have to say to end this, I know I've taken too much time, is just putting the mural in the back of every Innova in Delhi. That's real impact. That's how you create collaborations that create real impact on the ground.
Yes. And since Pragya talked about empowerment, and I'm going to take that thread forward with you, ma'am. Tejaswini, the program that you are running in Northwest Delhi. The fact that that is an initiative to empower women, what has been the success stories like?
See, women's safety and security has always been the top priority of Delhi Police. So to fulfill this objective, we launched Tejaswini, a women-centric safety and empowerment initiative. This was not just empowering our women, young girls, elderlies, but also empowering the young police personnel, the women police personnel, engaging them in active field policing, giving them an opportunity to perform field duties in the beat area. Not just having the responsibility, but also having full authority in the area. They go, meet young women and girls, empower them, provide them doorstep counseling. They're also trained in self-defense, share tips with the young women and the girls about how to keep themselves secure and safe, and also to equip themselves with the training of self-defense. They perform all the duties brushing shoulder with their all-male counterparts, every duty, be it nabbing the criminals or catching the thieves, maybe catching a robber or snatcher. And they have launched a crusade against those crimes which indirectly and grossly affect the females. This is bootlegging, consumption of illicit liquor, sale of illicit drugs, and consumption of lot of narcotics and psychotropic substances. Because if a man consumes all of his salary earnings in this, it's the women folk that suffers the most.
And we are seeing a lot of women in uniform. Just look at that row. It's all women in uniform. I mean, I take immense pride in looking at all of you. And so thank you so much for protecting us, for being such a source of inspiration every day. And in that, documentary or the snippet that we saw, it was all about women in uniform. What does it mean to see so many of you in uniform all the time? Is there a significant shift, would you say, that we are seeing?
It is a paradigmatic shift, I would say. And we have seen a lot of women coming. They are motivated enough to perform the field duties. Many women now want to come in police services. Earlier, this was considered to be a profession of male. So they have created a dent in the system, and they are proving that they are no way far behind the men. And they are performing duties, brushing shoulder with their male counterparts, with a lot of confidence, enthusiasm, and energy.
And Usha ji, does it also give confidence to girls when they want to report harassment, when you see a female officer?
Absolutely. The crime against women, there are two types of crime against women. One that happens within the four walls of your house. Sometimes the assailant is your friend, a relative, or a family member also. So in these moments, a girl feels more comfortable telling these things to a female officer. And then there's a crime that happens in street with the strangers. Traditionally there's a stigma attached with these kind of crimes. And it is difficult for the girls to report this crime. And now with this campaign, let's say no to harassment, and it's not okay. The girl feel very, very comfortable telling all this to the young beat constables who are in the area, providing them doorstep policing. We have women facilitation booths, as the Commissioner of Police said about pink booths. They are there in almost every police station area, and also in those areas which are more frequented by the women. So with this, the reporting has increased, and yes, I would say the crime against women has declined, because we see the number of PCR calls have declined. But yes, these girls come and do report to these area women on whom they feel a lot of confidence and trust. So a kind of affinity and a bond of trust has developed.
And that speaks also about the leadership that police force in Delhi has in Asthana ji, who has been a source of inspiration for all of you, empowering women officers in particular. Ma'am, again, when we look at the stigma that is attached to harassment, but we are seeing increasingly that women are coming out to report. Do you see that shift happen because the family is supporting, or is it because the officer or the place where they are going to report, there are more women?
I think it is both. Nowadays, the families also don't pressurize not to report. And of course, the fact that you're reporting it to a woman officer, that also helps. I can tell you about my personal case. One day I just got a very random call and I was not picking up the phone. So then a video call came and I picked up the phone and it was very obscene. It was so obscene, I first thought that I should block the number. But if I blocked the number, how could I report the thing? So I called my local police station and those people said that you please take a screenshot of something so that we have some evidence with us. So I took a screenshot and the police station really helped me. Then the ACP of the area came to my place and he said, you don't have to worry about anything. So when the number was, and then the matter went to the cyber cell because it was on the phone. And you will not believe the cyber cell within less than 24 hours, they got from where the call had come. It had come from Rajasthan, some random place, some random person who does not even know me. He just picked my name from the Facebook and sent me that video which was very obscene. Then the matter came that I have reported it. Now what? Now once you report the matter, you have to have the courage to file an FIR also. Then you have to go to the court also to report and give your statement. So I went alone. I reported the matter to the Tisazari court also, and in very clear terms. Why should I hesitate? I hadn't done anything wrong. But here I would like to say something. This campaign of call it out, it's not okay, I think it has to go beyond this also. Because our judiciary also has to be sensitive. Once we gather the courage to report it, then the action also has to be taken. And this is very important. The action should be very swift, and one of the theories which we teach in law is theory of punishment, that it should have a deterrent effect. It should have an effect so that other people are scared not to do that thing. So once if that punishment is given, once that person is exposed to society, I think many women will come forward and definitely report these crimes.
Yes, we certainly hope, and Satya is one person who's actually done that. Satya, 1 out of 5 calls that we get is unwanted call, and that is the reason why we use the Truecaller app to be sure whether we have to take that call at all or not. What has your experience been like when you went to report, or any of your friends went to report about it?
In terms of the time preceding reporting it, a lot of the times you wonder, is it serious enough for me to report it? The person hasn't actually done something physically to me. What if someone thinks it's not serious enough? But you shouldn't wait for something to happen in order to report. Preemptive action is the best kind of action that you can take. So in my case, I filed a complaint on the National Cybercrime Portal. So then I got a little more courage after that, and I went to the cyber cell in my city, in Mangalore, and filed a complaint in person. And then after that, when the person actually reached Mangalore, the person who was stalking me, when they reached Mangalore, I called the police. They immediately called me to the police station. They tracked him down. They caught him. They took all the necessary steps. And because now I have been through that process, I feel so much more confident that in any case, if anyone tries anything with me, I will not hesitate to file a complaint or speak out against it, because I know the process is possible. I know it is easy. I know that there is police on your side. You don't have anything to worry about. And this is something I've been trying to share on social media as well, because once I shared my story, so many people reached out. There was one person who said, you know, an ex-boyfriend was kind of threatening her and blackmailing her, saying, if you break up with me, I'll send your pictures to your parents. And she said, I can't even confide in my parents because they think I don't even talk to boys. How can I even tell them that I dated someone and now he's doing this? So in that case, there are, you know, there are so many legal resources that people can reach out to in order to get help. They can reach out to the police, and really I would highly commend the National Cybercrime Portal, because it's so easy to operate, it's so accessible. Within the safety of your own home, you can file a complaint. And for me, the follow-up came within a week. Someone called and said, you know, the complaint has been transferred to the Mangalore branch. So in all of these cases, I felt very well protected. I felt safe. And of course, I had my family also supporting me in this. So I felt at ease, because up until then, I was so scared. I was so afraid. And it was very difficult. But now I'm at ease.
Yes, and this campaign of ours with Truecaller, it began in Delhi. We have taken it to multiple cities and smaller towns, B towns of India. The idea was that's where we have to encourage young girls, Pragya, and young women to come out and report. they should get strength from somewhere. What has your experience been like when we got to listen to those personal stories in Odisha, when we were there also in Hyderabad? Satya is perhaps aware of the legal route or how to go about it. What about a girl in back of beyond of India? She is getting harassed. She faces the stigma कि मैं जाकर बताऊं या नहीं. मेरे parents भी शायद may not be on board with me, may not be on the same page. So what does this campaign mean for those young girls?
No, I'm glad you bring that up, and I think it's been an incredible journey the last 6 months from when we launched this. I think the other thing that's happened, which is I have fallen in love with India again, just traveling and, just seeing the parts of India which we, I think, invariably don't end up seeing. But I think the more important thing about the campaign is that in rooms like these and conversations when we've had with police people and policymakers sitting on the stage, women have actually raised their hands and shared their real stories. And I'm sure if you look at the other episodes, you will see what I'm talking about. They've actually shared stories where they've been harassed and they've not had that moment of courage before then actually sitting in that room and seeing that all these people are really with me and they want to help me and they are here to support me and to keep me safe. So I think those moments have been absolutely incredible for me to really see the impact that our conversation can bring and inspire people to actually call it out, but also feel the courage and see other women who are with them in this movement. So it's not so much about Truecaller and Network 18. Of course, we've kicked this off and we've kicked the conversation off, but for actually each one of the women and men to own this and to feel like they have a massive contribution to solve for this in society. Because we can do our bit, but unless it's not a collaborative effort, it's going to be really difficult. And I think also just seeing, important people like, celebrities like Ravina Tandon or Uma Qureshi or other influencers or our own leaders, whether that's Rajiv Chandrasekhar ji, Smriti Irani ji or Naveen Patnaik when we went to Odisha, or KCR and KTR and all of the stalwarts in terms of political leadership who can really bring change on the ground, actually coming on and announcing how they would like to set up a separate cyber cell for women. They did that in Telangana, and even in Delhi we're talking about, we've seen some incredible efforts already earlier in the program, but our goal was to bolster a lot of these conversations, because while I'm sure the police is doing their bit to make sure that citizens know where to go report this, or there are pink booths, or there are police women who are on pink, scooties or in Innovas or even in, select high street malls and colleges and near all the areas where women could potentially feel unsafe. All these booths are there, but I think, we feel as a responsible corporate technology platform to play our bit to bolster that message and make sure that, of course, our 220 million users in India certainly get it, but how can we get this to the 1.3 billion people in the country?
Quick word from you, and then I'll give the final words to Usha.
Yes. There's one thing which I want to say. Delhi Police is doing a very good job, because we are holding cyber security workshops in many women colleges, and we are making the girls aware about the cyber security, etc. But there's one suggestion which I would like to give to TV18 and Truecaller, that please organize such kind of open forum programs in universities. I would like to invite you to Delhi University. We'll give you the space, we'll give you all the infrastructure and every help. Please educate.
Smiling there.
Yes, yes, of course. We want girls of our Delhi University to be aware, so that, because there's a lot of reporting which comes to me and we have to give them confidence. So it would go a very long way if we organize such a program in Delhi University. Thank you.
No, absolutely, we'd love to do that. In fact, thank you for that offer, and I'm going to take you up on it. But also that, we are running, along with a partner, a civil society organization, we're actually running on-ground trainings on how women can navigate around the online space in a safe way, giving them clear actionables and tips that they can take away in order to stay safe. And I always keep saying this, and I know most people who've been part of this campaign are probably bored of hearing this, but before we go out in the real world, our parents tell us, hey, like, these are the rules. Don't talk to strangers. Don't take food from someone you don't know. Don't walk on a dark alley. but nobody has told us what are the rules of the road or the digital etiquettes. And our goal is through this training that we can help people know a lot more about how can they go around and navigate the digital world in a really effective way. And we have actually done one training in Delhi University, and of course that's not enough for the number of people we have, but we are running an ongoing training program, and we will certainly bring it to Delhi University. Thank you so much.
So we have to take this campaign forward, and that's coming in from Delhi University. So good news there. Ma'am, I'll give you the final words. Again, the focus has been someone like a Satya is aware of her rights and her spaces, far more conscientious. So she understands the route that she can take. You understand Delhi has several terrains, several class of people, several women who may not be aware of it. How do you ensure those women come out and report harassment?
First of all, through your medium, I would like to tell all these women it's not okay to suffer in silence. It's simply not okay to feel vulnerable just because you are a woman. Report it out. Call it out. This is the campaign, and I feel that every woman who is suffering in silence because of any harassment, maybe it's a physical violence, a crime that is happening within the four walls of a house, or maybe a crime that is happening in online space that we call virtual space. You report it out. We are there to help you. We are committed to help you and give you justice also. There are many mediums on which you can report crime to us. Like the way Saksha was telling that at times the girl feel not comfortable in reporting this crime because they are worried about their parents, what they will think about. They are worried about the society. Because somehow we have attached a stigma. Our society has traditionally attached stigma to the crime against women. So I feel that there are many ways, like we have Women Helpline. They keep your identity secret. They don't disclose it to anybody. You can report on cybercrime portal. There's also, when you face online crime, then you can report it on your, Women Helpline also can also help you, and also you can report on 1930. That is a cybercrime helpline. And your identity is kept secret here. Then we have Women Help Desk in all the police stations. There they do counseling and they do understand your problem from the point of view of sensitivity. It is not that you are going to suffer a secondary victimization in their hand. Most of the time this thing happens. A victim is then subjected to secondary victimization because most of the people don't understand what their problem is. So this is also a way you can come and report to our help desk. And then we have state-of-the-art cyber police station in all the districts, in all the 15 districts. So there also you can report. You can report, you are just a call away. So gather the courage and report. Simply remember 112.
Get the courage and report is the message that is coming in. Thank you so much, ma'am. Thank you, Professor Abhi, Satya, Pragya, and Usha, ma'am.
Just one more message I would like to give to all these young girls sitting here and also those who are listening to us. Just be brave, be bold. Call it out. Be dare. Just focus on your dreams.
Call it out.
Leave all your security and safety issues on Delhi Police. I am saying that we are committed towards your safety and security. You dream big, aim high. Even the sky is not the limit for you, lovely girls.
What a fantastic message to end this discussion. And as we culminate this entire campaign, Pragya, your final thoughts?
Yeah. No, I actually just wanted to add to what you said. I mean, I think that's why we're so passionate about this issue, because we truly believe that when women feel safe, both in digital world and in the real world, they're actually able to unleash the potential that they have. And you know, this vision that we have of building an economy of $5 trillion, that can only happen when the other gender is also contributing to the economic development. And I think that's why this is a very important element. And also the next leg of this campaign is a marathon, and we want to talk about reclaiming physical spaces, because as you said, and we have Delhi police officers running with us, really to say that you are with us, and you know, hopefully when we go out for a run, we can feel safe and also feel equally encouraged to follow the activities and dreams that we really wish to, and we don't need to do it in any sort of fear, because I think a lot of our real decisions are kept in mind that whether we'll be safe or not in the physical space. So thank you so much for that.
So come join us in that run Sunday morning, 31st, 5 a.m. is when we begin. So, ladies, please let's run and reclaim our spaces. Thank you so much. With that, Ridhima, please welcome back on the stage.
Well, thanks a lot for that. All our lovely panelists, those brave stories, and of course, Maria for moderating that session. I'll request all of you to stay on stage with us. I'll also like to take this opportunity to invite Manan Shah, Director Marketing for India and Southeast Asia Truecaller, to please felicitate these lovely panelists. Please, Manan. Can we have the applause? Huge round of applause, please, not just for giving us their time, but to also have this conversation for us to feel that there is a safer environment. The law enforcers are with us as well. We really hope this became a cue for everybody who's been here with us today to feel that the ecosystem is a lot safer. There are enough mediums to call out harassers. You have helpline numbers. I'd once again like to thank Maria, the lovely panelist, and the team of Truecaller as well. As we come to an end of this lovely discussion and this evening, on behalf of the News18 Network and Truecaller, I would once again like to take this opportunity to thank the Commissioner of Delhi Police, Rakesh Asthana ji, all the other lovely Delhi Police officials who came, all the women who came. Thank you once again for everything that you do for all of us every single day to make us feel safe. Once again, do join us in this campaign, Call It Out, because it's not okay. Thank you for being such a lovely audience, for joining us here. Remember, there are tools for you to report harassment, helpline numbers like 112, also by visiting websites like itsnotok.in. This is Ridhima Bhatnagar signing off. Thank you once again. Do join us for another round of tea and snacks.
Our phone numbers are